Happy Tuesday. We've got this Wimbledon white for sale in stock, ready to ship. I'm going to walk you through it here. This is a body matching grille, chrome trim. It's got worn glove on the interior, lots of options. I'm going to walk you through this truck, show you what's on the line, update you from yesterday, and do some shout outs on some deliveries for clients who took delivery over the last few days. So let's go ahead and dive in here. This right here is a fresh build, Wimbledon white. Here's Sharon, our quality team. Hey Sharon, how are you?
Hi, good. How you doing?
Good, good, doing great. And I'm going to show you, if you're looking for something now and you love Wimbledon white and you like chrome trim, this has the power steps. You got the Fox upgraded coilover suspension, the forged aluminum wheels, and then check out the interior on this. Be real careful here. You've got your power windows, and inside you have this beautiful worn glove leather interior, diamond stitching, and you have all your modern creature comforts, cruise control, control your Apple CarPlay, your touchscreen navigation, dual zone climate control. This is for sale and ready for immediate delivery. It is Tuesday here. You want to be driving it this weekend, depending on where you're located. You can move fast. We can get this all wrapped up and shipped to your way. Everything we do is via enclosed trailer, all licensed and insured, and it goes directly from our factory to your home. And of course, the benefit of our vehicles is that it's not a restoration. I will show you the underpinnings of the vehicle on the chassis over here. This is a 2025 fully modernized classic, FMVSS compliant, crash tested, 6 airbags. You have chrome trim. You'll walk around here. This is your Fox upgraded coilover suspension, 33-inch BF Goodrich tires, and I'll pop the hood here for you as well. So let's do that. And it is an automatic. It is a 10-speed automatic. All of it under warranty. It's our own white glove bumper-to-bumper warranty. I'm going to try to open this with one hand. Might be a little challenging, excuse me. Okay, here we have the engine bay, drivetrain, grille. So what you're looking at here, this is actually a modern 2025 chassis. So underneath all of this is this. And this is a big, big deal, because if you're not a mechanic and you're used to modern cars and you expect it to drive like a 2025 and you want your modern safety features, reliability, technology, all the engineering of a new modern vehicle, this right here is a 2025 chassis. This is our modern classic that we then transformed. And the reason why we do that is because it gives you the best of both worlds. You see that orange one back there? That's a 1969 Ford Bronco, one of my early restoration builds that I bought. And it didn't drive well, definitely drove like an old 50-year-old car, didn't have any of the safety features, didn't have any of the modern technology, and we evolved from restoration to Restomod, modern restoration, to a fully modernized vehicle. And so even though this looks classic, you have a brand new American-made steel body in Wimbledon white, show quality paint job, and because of the foundation and the platform, the chassis that we build on, you could drive this every single day and you would not have to think twice. And the reason why is because you have things like traction control and anti-lock brakes. This one here has the upgraded Fox coilover suspension. It's even adjustable here if you want to adjust the softness or firmness. It is optimized for freeway and pavement driving, but you can off-road it as well. And then up here you have all LED headlights, chrome trim. The bumper, if you can hear that, 100% brand new Detroit steel, chromed in Detroit. And the drivetrain, you don't have to worry about it. And I've had a lot of old cars. I've had old Ford Broncos, old Land Cruiser, Toyota Land Cruisers, FJ40. I've had old G-Wagons, H1 Hummer, and they all had old car quirks. And at this price point, each one of these vehicles, base price is $249,000. You don't want old car problems. If you want old car problems, buy an old restoration. This right here is a 2025 modern Ford drivetrain, 2025, a 2.3 with a Roush performance package. This Roush performance package is one of our most popular upgrades. It gives you intake, exhaust, and tune. So overall, you're about 300 horsepower, about 400 foot-pounds of torque. And the way all of this comes together, you will not have to drive it any differently than your G-Wagon or your Range Rover. Whereas most old cars, I can tell you, they're a challenge to drive. There's reliability quirks, and then you have a lack of safety features and technology that you're used to. And with this, you don't have to give up any of that. And so I'll walk you through the safety features here. Inside you have your 6 airbags. Here's one right here in front of the passenger side. This is an airbag right here on the A pillar on the passenger side. And that airbag is pretty long. It goes all the way up above the passenger side, all the way down into the rear, and it gives you coverage for your rear passengers. And if you have kids or grandkids or rear passengers and you want them to be protected, you're going to want your 6 airbags. And here's 2 more. One seat mounted side impact airbag in the passenger side, and you got one on the driver's side too. And of course, the most important one is going to be your airbag in the steering wheel. So there's 6 total. 1, 2, 3, which spans all the way down, and 4. 1 in the driver's seat and 1 in the passenger seat. So there's your 6 airbags. No classic car or restoration out there has airbags. Not something you can retrofit. This is what it looks like underneath. Airbag there. Airbag in front of the passenger side. You can see right here, you've got your curtain airbag right here, all right there, and then 1 in each of the front seats, 6 total. Now what you can't see here, which is inside of these doors, are side impact beams. These are important things that you don't think about, that you have in your normal modern vehicle, and you hope you never have to use it, but that is the whole point. You've got your side impact beams here, which run inside the doors. And then further, built into the chassis itself, this platform is modern 2025 engineering, and you have crumple zones, which are designed underneath here to crumple around you in the event of an accident. These are big, important considerations. Number 1, it's a lot of money, 250 grand for a vehicle. And number 2, most of our customers, they want to drive them. And that's how I always was. I don't want to spend that kind of money on a car and let it sit. And the main reason why people let their classic car sit is the way it drives, is due to reliability, is due to lack of safety features and dependability. And so when you have somewhere important to go, you're probably going to hop in your Range Rover, your G-Wagon, because you know you're going to make it. If you have kids, you're going to have to think twice about where you're going to take your old classic car, which is what that is over there, 1969. But with these, because we have blended vintage and vintage-inspired design with your modern platform underneath, with the technology, with the safety, with the drivability, and the luxury, it really is the best of both worlds. And I can tell you the reviews that our clients have given us, these are unbiased reviews, and we are truth seekers. We only care about making it the best it can be. And that is how I personally went as a founder of this company, from an old Bronco that didn't drive well, broke down, leaked everywhere, and had a really harsh ride and made my wife's hair smell like gas, evolved to a resto mod, modern restoration, new and modern parts, better than an old restoration, but still lacked the modern car steering, driving, ride quality, and it has 0 safety features. And that was a big, big deal for us. And it's not that we didn't want safety features, it just wasn't possible, and our customers asked for it. And you can't retrofit safety features like the ones I just showed you on this modern car chassis into an old car. If we could, we would have done it. And so instead, we listened to that customer feedback, and we very carefully thought through what would the ideal fully modernized classic look like. Could it drive like a modern 2025 vehicle? Could it have the technology that you're used to of a 2025. And the number one thing is, what would it take to get safety features into an old classic car? And when we found out it was not possible, we did the impossible. What we did was, instead of trying to make an old car more modern, like this guy right here, or even a Restomod, which was better than a restoration, what you really need to do is start with a modern car chassis. It really makes sense, right? But no one had done it at the time, and we were not limited by what had been done or any kind of, limiting beliefs. We knew what our customers wanted. They just wanted a classic-inspired vehicle that they didn't have to worry about. They don't have to fix. It's not going to break down. It's going to drive like their modern vehicle. And they want luxury, because for 250 grand, you obviously want luxury, right? And most importantly, because most of our customers are people with families and kids, they want safety features. And what you end up getting is this really well thought through, fully modernized classic that we handcraft on a modern car chassis, about 900 handcrafted labor hours to create this piece of art that you could drive. And it's not like super delicate. People are like, oh, I'm afraid to drive it. You don't have to be afraid to drive it. You could drive it every single day. I drove all my cars all the time. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, didn't care. I just drove it. Like, why spend all that money and have it sit? And with this, you can actually drive it, and you'll actually want to drive it because, one, it looks so cool, unlike anything else. Two, you're not going to drive it and feel like, oh, well, I've got to make all these concessions because it's an old car. It's not an old car. It's a 2025. And then the biggest thing was safety features, right? So if you're going to drive on the freeway, you're going to commute to work, you're going to go pick up your kids at school or drive to your lake house or your beach house, you're going to think twice about doing it in a 50-year-old vehicle. Well, we took all of that away. And what we're giving you is something you can drive every day with your family, in the rain, on the freeway, on a road trip, and you don't have to think twice about it. And I love that because this was my dream car. It is my dream car. And for us to be able to build that here in Atlanta, Georgia, with our team and have the kind of reviews that we get from our customers, they really, really love it, which is so rewarding because we went through a lot to pull this off. No one had ever done it before, especially not at this scale and this level of quality. And what we think about when we build the car is, what would we want for ourselves? I mean, that's actually how this company started. I didn't start the company to start a car company. I was just trying to make my Bronco not so broken down and problematic. And what really happened from there was that there's so many people that felt the exact same way, that the message resonated. And when we started our presence on Instagram and social media, fans and people, buyers, future buyers, aspirational buyers, and just people who admire what we're doing, they're like, hey, I see what you're doing. I like that. I love that. And all of this that you see right here is truly an absolute labor of love to pull all this off. And so while we're standing here, this is the Wimbledon White that's for sale, in stock right now, ready for immediate delivery. And it has just about every single option. So it's got the teak wood. You've got the 10-inch hidden JL subwoofer here. The upgraded Focal audio sound system sounds really, really clean. And this one right here has the tan soft top. And that soft top has a few different modes. Currently, it is zipped up, and it is waterproof, and it won't flap around in the wind. This right here, we had engineered and designed so that you could easily open and close your moonroof without having to spend a lot of time, effort, and energy and get out. You can do it from the inside. You can do it at a red light. Makes it really, really easy to live with. So you think about how you drive. Maybe it's dependent on time of year or where you're going, but with this, you have a lot of versatility. Because it's waterproof, you could drive it in the rain, no problem. And this moonroof is one of my favorite features because it really gives you the ability to quickly go into enclosed, and you can drive it just like this, 2 clamps inside, or you can open it up, and it is designed and engineered to be open. You can go on the freeway, 75 miles an hour, no problem. There's even a clamp there that'll lock it down as well. And so this one right here also has, let me show you back here. Here are your back seats. And if you have kids, I promise you they will absolutely love the car. Kids know it's cool, right? They're going to be like, hey, this car is cool. It is fun. I love the experience when I'm in it. They're going to beg you to drive it with the top open. They're going to want you to take it off in the safari mode. Luckily, you have a really great sound system. They're going to make requests, and you're going to have a lot of fun in this thing. And here's the great thing. You don't have to worry about anything. Because when I had those old cars, Defender, forgot about my Defender, Land Rover Defender D110, I loved taking my kids around and throwing my dogs in it. But my wife would always say, where are you going? And, you know, like, is it safe? Are you going to break down? So never mind if it drives harsh or not comfortable, or even if it's not reliable. Just purely from a safety perspective, driving a car with your kids and you don't have those safety features, you're going to be limited in how you use it. And with this, you can drive it every day. And what's really cool is just about every single client, I should say every client that has bought one of these from us, they have multiple other cars. It's not their only car. But the number of our customers that tell us that it ends up being their daily driver blows my mind. Because in their garage are other cars that you would not think they would be like, well, gee, I'm going to make this my daily driver. And that could be a G-Wagon, it could be a Urus, it could be a Bentayga, it could be a Cullinan. This is something that just, you could drive it every day. And it's really unassuming, right? It's a quiet luxury that if you pull up anywhere, it doesn't matter where it is, people will not only love it, but they don't really know, right? This could be an old, restored truck, and they're all going to ask you what year it is, and you're not going to tell them 2025 because you're going to get a long conversation about, wait, what? How? So you have the peace of mind and the beauty of knowing that underneath it all, you have everything. You have reliability of a modern 2025 drivetrain. You have all of the beauty and the art and the craftsmanship that our team poured their blood, sweat, and tears into. You have all the creature comforts that you don't have to give up, including your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto and your touchscreen navigation and your nice stereo and dual zone climate control and heated seats. And versatility, right? You can drive it when it's raining, you can drive it in the snow, you can drive it, with the top completely off, and I'll show you what that looks like. And then the best part, the peace of mind of your safety features. Backup camera, parking sensors, pre-collision assist, LED lighting, traction control, and anti-lock brakes. You have your roll sensor, you have your stability control. These are all the things that you'd have to give up if you got into a restoration or a rest-a-mod. And I always say, at this price point, you shouldn't have to settle. And so I'm going to pull out my notes here, and I would love to roll through here. So this right here, I believe this is Jason's build. GT silver, tobacco leaf leather interior. Jason, if you're watching, I really love the spec on this. Silver dash. And this interior is one of my favorites because it just really, it's super dark. It's got distress in it, and it's like man cave vibes. I don't know how else to describe it. So this is going to South Carolina. Jason, you are absolutely going to love this. He picked a white soft top, polished wheels, chrome trim, the vintage stripes. Excellent choice. And I'm going to walk you through your own car here. Teak wood on the tailgate. Of course, smart man went with the upgraded sound system. You're going to love the way that sounds. And it's not that it's just like crazy loud, because it's not loud, although you could really turn it up. It's clean, real clean music. And then little details like this, I think, get overlooked even in like a Bentley Continental that costs over $250,000, is that you have this perforated speaker grill cover, not plastic and nothing standard. Like everything we do, super custom and well thought through, and we didn't skimp on any of the luxury. And when you open this tailgate, I'll tell you, every time you open it, it's going to make you smile. You're just going to love the smell of the wood, the smell of the leather, and the way all of this is presented. I don't know, Jason, what else is in your garage, but I'd love to get a delivery video from you. And if you want to join the live upon delivery, let me know. We'd love to show everybody what that's like. All right, so this right here should be wrapped up. I'll let our team give you those details, but this will ship out. It's going to South Carolina. So what an absolutely stunning spec. Excellent job. GT silver, chrome trim, and tobacco leaf for the interior. Very, very cool. Okay, let's keep going here. I'm going to go all out of order here. Right here, this right here is mallard green. Belongs to Santiago, going to California. And apparently a client speaks Spanish, so excuse my broken Spanish. Hola, amigo. Congratulations. Beautiful, beautiful build. And I understand the family voted on the color, which is really cool, right? I mean, do you normally spec a Range Rover and all your kids like get together and get super excited about it? Or do you just pick it and like pull up, you know? And the kids are like, cool. With this is something to get excited about. And you know, even if you're not a car person, how cool is it to be able to pick out all the specs with your family, your wife, your kids? You know, you have so many options here, and a lot of thought went into this, I can tell. So mallard green, vintage classic paint color. You got the Wimbledon white grille and the trims, all the bumpers, all the headlight rings, all of the hardware and the emblems and the mirrors, all Wimbledon white. Really gives it a super classic look. And this right here is your billet aluminum gas cap, an absolute piece of jewelry. The day that you take this off and you put it in your hand, Santiago, when you get this, you're gonna know just from this that the amount of quality and obsession and thoughtfulness that went into every part on this vehicle, it's stupid, really. We went overboard because we wanted to design the finest, nicest, best, no compromise modern classic. And back here you've got your Wimbledon white accents that continue. Look at the contrast on that. And then you've got your bumper back here, parking sensors and backup camera. And then the top is Wimbledon white. This top is in safari mode, meaning that the 3 windows are unzipped. So you have the 2 side windows and the rear unzipped. You've got the safari top, which gives you shade. In California, perfect, right? Some days super hot, the sun's out, and you don't want to be beat down by the sun. And then if you want to open it, check this out here. Very simple. One latch right here. I'm gonna come around and show you on the other side. And of course, you do this from the inside. You don't need to get out to do this. The other latch right here. Okay. And then this is my hand, one hand on the phone, one hand up here. Usually you do it from the inside. And then you can quickly and easily open up that moonroof, and then you bring in that Southern California sunlight and get a little tan. And if you're driving around and your wife or your kids like, hey, it's kind of hot, you know, you can easily at a red light get your hand in here and you can easily shut it. And then inside you can easily clamp it. I'll try to do it from outside. So there's one right there. And then on the passenger side, one hand on the phone, a little hard to do, but I did it right there. And then boom. And here's a great thing. The seal up here, waterproof, water tested. So this was designed and engineered to be able to be driven in the rain. So when you fully zip it up, like that Wimbledon white one, and you drive it in the rain, it's not going to get wet. The reason why we did that is because our clients on our Restomod and restorations, they didn't love the soft top. It was an off-the-shelf solution that flapped in the wind and it leaked. And we did everything we could to make it not leak, but really, to really not make it leak, you have to start with a spec and a design and testing to ensure that it doesn't. So again, if you're in a rainy place and you want to use this, you can drive it with that top on like this and you're not going to have any issues. So Santiago and family, super excited for you on this beautiful mallard green truck. Cannot wait to see this out in California, and just stand back and look at it. I can tell you, I don't care where you go, you pull up in this and people will absolutely just smile and they're gonna say, wow, that is beautiful. It's a piece of art. And the greatest part is, unlike a traditional classic car, you're not gonna have to worry about anything. That's what I always hated. I always got great compliments on my classic cars, right? Everywhere I went, people would go, "Oh, so cool, so cool." And deep down, if classic car owners are being honest, they always will tell you it's a love-hate relationship. They love the way it looks. They just don't love the way it performs, the way it drives, the way it leaks, the way it breaks down. And therefore, most of the people that have them, they don't drive them that often. And can you blame them? And I didn't come from money. So when I drop $250,000, I want to drive the car. I don't want to have to say but. But it doesn't have this. But it doesn't have that. But it's at the shop. And the other thing too is that if you don't come from money and you earned it, which is pretty much every client that we have, you don't want to waste money. And so buying a car only to pay somebody to have to fix it all the time, that's a non-starter for me. And so that is the evolution of this company and how it went from restoration, from my own old Bronco to restoration to rest-a-mod to fully modernized. And especially when you hear that the clients have families, right? Santiago, I don't know how many kids you have, but you can drive with confidence because there's no difference in a fully certified FMVSS compliant NHTSA, rated airbags, crumple zones, traction control, anti-lock brakes, all that in your modern vehicle. It is a modern vehicle, and we went through the whole compliance to ensure as well. So this is going to be shipping out here really soon. Congratulations, and send us pictures and video. We'd love to get a review from you. All right, let's keep going here. Let me go find my Segway. I'm not flying, in case you're wondering. It's this Segway that I've literally put over 1,000 miles on. I've actually put 1,000 miles on this thing since we opened up the factory. And all right, so now I'm going to scoot on over here. And there's a couple here that are for sale. So I showed you the Wimbledon white that's in stock, ready for immediate delivery. I'm going to show you here right in front of our Pebble Beach truck that's heading to Miami here tomorrow. Cannot wait to drive that down there. This is Raven Black, and this Raven Black is a custom spec by Post Oak Motor Cars. This one's heading to Houston. They are our Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Lotus, Bugatti dealership, and they will have this vehicle in their showroom in Houston. It is available right now for sale, immediate delivery, no wait. This is a great color. Raven Black, chrome trim, black wheels, has every option. It's got the Fox factory suspension, it's got the power steps, full zip soft top, the cognac interior, teak wood, upgraded sound system, and pretty much every single option. So if you want something now, you don't want to wait, you've got the option of black, or you have the option of white. So shoot us a text or call us. Easiest way, our sales team, they're on all the time. They can answer your questions, walk you through the vehicle, and super easy to do business with. We can ship worldwide, we can ship nationwide. Nationwide is very easy for us. And we have this Wimbledon white one, worn glove, also for sale. Black wheels, I guess black wheels are in right now. Black grille. Somebody should grab this one. This is really cool. I love the black and chrome. A lot of times you go black on black, but this one has black on chrome, and then the interior on it, cognac interior, awesome. Shooting ASMR on this one tonight. Got the matching watch. You've never seen this before. Will be shot sometime tonight. It should be posted, so look out for that. Okay, for sale, Post Oak Motor Cars, in stock, ready for immediate delivery. And here we've got our Pebble Beach Green, one of one edition. Man, that's a good looking truck. And if you like these wheels, you can add it to your build. It is a 17-inch retro wheel. Looks like an old steel wheel, but it's actually forged aluminum. Super high quality, really lightweight, and comes in a couple different styles. And if you already took delivery of your truck and you want this wheel, we can order it for you and ship it to you. It's custom made by us, and you can't get it anywhere else. And it is a blend of vintage and modern. And this is Sharon over here. Sharon is involved on the quality team in the final steps to make sure everything is perfect before it ships. and this one's heading to Miami. It is our demo. It is not officially for sale, but maybe you can talk us into it. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, so got a few builds here on the line. I've got my notes here. I'm gonna walk through. This is Lindsay's truck. So Lindsay, if you've been following along, really, really nice. Midnight blue, vintage stripes, ball glove interior, tan soft top. This is in safari mode. You can see how the moonroof is open. Got the teak wood, got the premium stereo, coilover Fox suspension, highly recommend. These are your polished 17-inch forged aluminum wheels. Everything we do here, we do it all the way. So we don't go plastic with door handles, we go billet aluminum. All the gas cap, hardware, emblems, everything billet aluminum. And the wheels, although they look classic, are also forged aluminum. And then there's your Fox suspension. And we partnered with best-in-class companies. So Fox being one of them, globally recognized as one of the best, if not the best suspension company. And these are not off-the-shelf products, custom tuned for this exact vehicle, which is the only one of its kind. We stamped all the body panels, brand new, classic inspired. They're wider, they're longer. You don't want a narrow and short vehicle. They don't make those anymore for a reason. And it was the #1 reason why we moved away from the short wheelbase. You want it to drive like a new car, you're definitely going to want it to be wider and longer. So this is a really, really nice truck. Midnight blue, classic 1960s paint color. And you gotta love the contrasting grille, Wimbledon white, super popular. All right, so that is Lindsay's. And let's see here. Let's keep going. This is boxwood green with worn glove. And this is a anniversary present. Go Todd. Todd is gifting his wife a boxwood green, worn glove, fully modernized classic, all customized, picked out all the options with our design team, and it's got all your modern creature comforts, tan soft top. And you'll see the soft top open, but when they ship, they're all full zip. They'll look like that over there. So this one I don't know where it's going, and I don't want to ruin a surprise if it's a surprise. But Todd, great job. Happy wife, happy life, smart man. And congratulations to Mrs. Todd. You will absolutely love this. And here's a great thing. We know our customers. My wife was the inspiration behind this entire company. And my wife, who I love very much, has a big opinion about my cars. So I've bought a lot of cars, over 50, probably 60 at this point. And all along the way, she always had an opinion about my cars. What color I got, what kind of car I got. You know, I don't like this color, I don't know about that. And she definitely had an opinion about my classic cars. You know, she would kind of, and keep in mind, like I had spoiled her with every nice car you can think of. And my wife has had G-Wagons. They look cool, but not for me. I don't want to ride in it. I don't want my kids in it. And by the way, every time you start the damn car, our entire house smells like gas. And that new fuel. As far as the other benefits of those old cars, the list was short, guys. And so for my wife, getting her an old car, never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. And we used to get inquiries on the restoration and the Restomod from women, and half our customers were becoming women. And when that happened, it was very clear that if your wife wants to drive the car and she has kids or you have grandkids, it's just a different world, right? They're not going to want to be stuck on the side of the road. They're not going to be broken down. They're not going to want it to leak, and they're not going to want it to smell. And I tell the story all the time, but it's just the truth. The breaking point and the catalyst, the starter and the origin of the entire vintage brand started when my wife got out of the car, got out of my old Bronco, and she's like, my hair smells, my clothes smell, and by the way, we barely made it here. You're gonna have to do something about it. And so to go from old restoration to Restamod in search of a better way to make it better, make it more modern, to a fully modernized classic. This entire journey was always about giving our customers what they wanted. And so I can tell you, Todd, no way he's gifting his wife an old classic restoration. But with this, he can do it with peace of mind. And if you're like most people that can afford a $250,000 vehicle, you're not going to want any compromises. So Todd, really, really excited for you and for your wife. Happy anniversary, and super, super excited for you guys to get this. We are very, very close. After this station, it goes into final detail, and that is where tomorrow we'll pick back up, and you'll see our team of master detailers who are incredibly good. They will go through the entire thing, 3 to 4 of them in one shift, 8 hours. Here's Bryson right here putting on the final touches. It'll be in this station tomorrow, and then after final detail comes final inspection, and that's really where we go and scrutinize it all over again. And it's not the first inspection. It's like, who knows, hundreds and hundreds of layered audits have happened, and we ensure that it's ready to ship, and then it gets signed off by management, and then it goes off to her forever home. So that'll be Todd Boxwood Green in final detail tomorrow. Okay, right here we have Brittany Blue. Let me see if I can do this here. Brittany Blue with no stripes. Don't know who this belongs to, so we will have to just admire the beauty that it is, unless somebody from the team can come out and tell me. This is Brittany Blue. Let's actually ask him for help here. Okay, all right. Our sales and marketing team can come out and tell me who this is, but right here in final inspection, final detail, we've got our team, and you can see Bryce here. Bryce, how you doing, man?
How you doing, sir?
Good, good. Almost done?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
How's it look?
Wiping it down. It looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
We got it down, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking another zero today.
Oh yeah?
Zero, yeah?
Wow. Now you're just showing off, man. I love it. I love it. And what he's referring to is during final inspection, after everybody is done, our quality, engineering, production, operations, and management leads come, and we inspect the entire thing. And one of the things that really gets scrutinized is the detail, because this is not an old car. We're not just going to ship it to you and you're going to feel like you got an old car. It has to be perfect. And so inside and out, cosmetically, mechanically, every bit of it, we are going to go through all of it. And to get final detail right, and meaning that it's zero imperfections, is like nearly impossible. But that's what we gravitate towards. We like to do the impossible. We like to do the things that people say can't be done. And we like to do things when people say it's too much, and consultants will tell you it's not value added, nobody will ever see it, it's above industry standard. Doesn't matter. We want to be above industry standard. We don't really care how long it takes, how much it costs, how late we're here. It doesn't matter. We have one goal. When this customer gets this vehicle, the only acceptable outcome to everyone, not just me or management, everyone on our team, is that they're over the moon happy about it. And we want you to look at it. And we know what kind of cars you drive. We want you to look at it inside and out, top to bottom, and go, damn, this is absolutely amazingly ridiculous. Whose car is it? Okay, all right. So we'll circle back to this one here while they're finishing up, and then final detail, it's about 3:45, should be happening here pretty soon. So really big moment for our team. Every single day there's a final inspection. Every single day this team, they know exactly what's coming, which is really a full audit of everything we've done with data tracking, so that in the event that anything is not 100% perfect, we can always trace it back. I mean, it could be something as simple as that badge on that engine bay cover isn't perfect, right? Was it people and the part was perfect, but we installed it and damaged it? Was it the part? The part was flawed and we installed it, which shouldn't happen because we have an incoming inspection. Or was it the process? Maybe the part was perfect and the person was perfect, but the process needed to be revised, and that's why we revise our SOPs, our standard operating procedures, after every single build. And it is that process, that feedback loop, consistently after every single build, that allows us to hone in on the process and the quality And we talk about quality a lot because it matters to our customer. And one thing I always knew when we were coming up through restoration. Oh, from where? Okay. So this is Daniel's truck. Daniel, I apologize if I didn't know that. And this is Daniel's Brittany Blue. Absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And if you're watching, a little more information here for you. You see these white lights here? This is to illuminate the entire surface area of the truck, right? Front, side, rear. And then we have light wands where we get super close and we inspect all the areas that aren't illuminated. And then these lights right here mimic the sunlight, natural light, because it lets off a different kind of reflection. And we go through all that because we want to go over the top. And that is really, we're quite confident that when you get it, you'll feel the same way. And Daniel, if you love the truck, take a video, send it to us. We'd love to see it. Nothing makes us happier, honestly. I mean, look, we love the cars. They're absolutely beautiful. But there's a story behind every vehicle, and every single person that bought one worked their butt off because this is not an inexpensive car, and they have excellent taste. You could buy a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Bentley, a McLaren, an Aston Martin, lots of other cars at the same price point. They choose to buy a vehicle from vintage, and their expectation is going to be quality, craftsmanship, service, and that's just the vehicle and the people. What you also get is exclusivity, something no one else has, super rare, all handcrafted. If you have an appreciation for art and quality, there is no way that you won't stand in front of this and scrutinize all of the little details. I'm not going to touch it because they just finished final detail, and I don't want them to get any marks. I want them to get 100%. And you can't fake this stuff, right? Look, we're excellent at marketing. Our company and brand is very, very well known for marketing. But I think that the responsibility... Oh, okay, great. Thank you. All right. This is going to Charleston, South Carolina. Hell yeah. Not too far from Atlanta. So I've been to Charleston. Driving this around with whether you could have a top up, top down, safari mode, man, this is going to be a showstopper. One of our clients, Chase Stokes, has a dark moss one. He's on Outer Banks. They film out there. He's out there all the time. There's a couple of them out there, but not in Brittany Blue, not with his exact spec. And just can't wait to see this on the streets of Charleston. Congratulations, Daniel. Okay, all right, we'll circle back here. These guys are getting ready, and they're stressing out because they want it to be perfect. So imagine your job, quote unquote job. We don't hire employees. It's not a normal company, and we don't want people to have jobs here. Job is something you have to do, that you don't look forward to, that you dread, and then you can't wait for Friday, and you dread Sunday night, and you check the box, you do your job, and you get a paycheck. The difference here is that this is a team, and these are players. And winning is very simply defined by on-time delivery with perfection. It is that simple. If we don't deliver it on time, we failed. If we don't deliver it perfect, we failed. The game is simple to our team. They know the mission because all of it is data tracked, and they only came here because they said, I understand what the mission is. It's mission impossible. You want it to be perfect every time and on time, and I'm still signing up for that. The only people that could ever be on the team are players who want to be pushed. They want to be challenged. They want to come in here every day and be stretched because it's all in the data for us. There's a time frame it must be done by, and there's a standard, which is perfection, cosmetically and mechanically, and all the work that goes into it. There's a whole team of people that pour blood, sweat, and tears into it, and it's 900 labor hours, over 100 craftsmen and women, and that's just on the assembly side. You have engineers, you have quality, you have procurement, you have warehouse, you have all kinds of people, front office, back office, and they all understand the mission. We don't ship this thing on time and perfect, we failed. And we're not happy. And so I will give you a little bit more information behind the scenes here. Let me pull up my notes here. Okay, so that's Daniel's Brittany Blue truck. Super excited for you. Okay, first world premiere view of a custom paint to sample for Jeff. And Jeff, I'm gonna tell a little story here. I hope you're watching. This is a custom paint to sample color. And Jeff had a color in mind, and he pulled it from a paint shop. And I'm not talking about a automotive paint shop. I'm talking about a home decor shop. When it comes to paint to sample, what that means is you give us a sample and we will match it. It doesn't matter if it's like something, I don't know, let me try to think of the funny things we've gotten. I matched, once upon a time, we did a custom French European stove for a very, very famous client. They wanted it to match their stove. And so they shipped us a sample of their stove. We took our equipment and matched it, did several spray outs until we got it perfect, sent that piece of stove back to the client, and then we matched it and we built the car. So this one right here matches a paint sample that was found at a home decor place. And I don't know that we have a name for it yet, but this is really, really nice. I would say maybe like a robin's egg blue kind of situation here. And so this one right here is for Jeff. Bought it for his whole family to enjoy. I assume you have kids. I think you have a 16-year-old daughter. Let me tell you something, Jeff. My daughter, she's 16. And for her 16th birthday, my wife talked me into building her a one-of-one modern classic. And I would never normally do that because I didn't grow up that way. There was no way I was going to get that car when I was a kid. And so she has it. So I tell you that to help you understand the level of confidence and the amount of due diligence and engineering and quality and compliance that we went through, because I could get my daughter any car and she's driving one of our fully modernized classics and she daily drives it every single day. And I love my daughter. I die for her. And at the age of 16, you're really going to think long and hard about what kind of vehicle you're going to put them in, never mind the price point. But from a safety perspective, I've always loved cars, and I've always loved old cars, but there's no chance that my 16-year-old daughter is going to drive an old classic car with no safety features. So if you choose to let them drive it and you have kids, then do it with confidence, because you have your crumple zones, you have your side impact beams, you've got your traction control and your anti-lock brakes, you have your all your electronics like stability control, and if you're going to drive it in the rain, 4-wheel drive, snow mode, slippery mode, off-road, and the number one thing, 6 airbags. Very, very important. So safety aside, I can tell you from a cosmetic perspective, the selections you made, from what I can see, custom stripe, no red, Wimbledon white grille. I believe it looks like chrome for the trim. Here's all your sound dampening inside, every nook and cranny. Matching roll bar, beautiful choice. And the interior, I'm not going to open it because my hands are full, but this is going to be an absolute work of art. And it is the only one in the world with its exact spec. I don't know about you guys, but at this price point, I just don't want to pull up to a red light and see another one. And I don't want to pull up to the club and see 4 of them. I don't want to go to carpool and every other parent has the same car. I'm just not interested in that. So if you're the type that you want to be different and unique and rare and exclusive, not only is this vehicle going to check that box, but the fact that you can customize it so that even if you did pull up to another one, there's no way this can be the same spec. So really excited. If you stay tuned, you'll watch this go from this station to the next, to test miles, to inspection, all the way through final detail and to final shipping. So you're not far. And every single day this moves forward. And what happens is our engineering team and quality team, they'll come in and they'll do an inspection. Everything that was done in the station will be quality checked, and only if it's 100% will we move it forward. If it's not 100%, immediate quality alert, immediate red flag, and we go through root cause analysis. We don't wait on it. Is it people, process, parts? We don't just fix it in the moment. Fix it in the moment is something that you do when you're just thinking about, getting it over with. We want to take those learnings and immediately apply them to people, process, parts, and that is the cycle we go through. So Jeff, you're in great hands. Can't wait to watch this progress, and you will see it move forward tomorrow. All right, let's go over here to Cobalt Blue, and let's see here. I'm trying to do this from memory. I think this is Steven from Atlanta. All right, Steven, I got a little more insight from your concierge today. Jimmy, what's going on? Jimmy runs runs warehouse. Excellent job, and they do such a good job. Procurement makes sure that the parts are here. Warehouse ensures with the incoming inspection team that every part is good before we put it on the car, on the line, kitted in the right order. Everything's perfect. Everything's accounted for. So our team, all they got to do is plug and play. We don't want our team walking around wondering where the parts are, or this is a bad part. What we definitely don't want is to put the part on and then in final inspection or later inspection catch it as a problem, take it off. Guess what? We used to do that. Not good, right? So it's, again, people, process, parts over and over and over until you can't get it wrong. So that's Jimmy. Okay, back to cobalt blue. Cobalt blue is a 1960s classic paint color, and I love this build for a few reasons. Number one, it has our 35-inch bigger tires and a 3.5-inch lift. Just about every other truck here that you've seen other than Supercar Ron with his midnight blue one, and maybe one other one, has a 2.5-inch lift with 33-inch tires. So this one right here, it's not a huge lift. We don't believe in like jacking it up really big. You want to keep your center of gravity as low as you can. This one right here is going to have 35-inch tires, BF Goodrich all-terrain, and the Fox coilover suspension with a 3.5-inch lift. And the stripes on here, which are covered up right now, what did he call it? Steven called it his Tonka toy, maybe? So this is going to be really cool. And what I'm really excited about, it's going to be Atlanta. Just about every vehicle we build goes to all the warm, wealthy places you can think of. So they go to California, Southern California, Texas, New Jersey, New York, the Hamptons, South Florida, all the parts, all over the country, Wyoming, Utah, Aspen, all the places. And we have a handful of customers that are regional and local. And we love that because there's nothing more fun to drive around and unexpectedly see one of your bills on the road. And this one, you will not miss it. Look at this thing. It has bright blue, cobalt blue paint. Let me see if I can show you the color. Wimbledon white grille, big, thick, vintage stripe on the side. And it has the 35s with the bigger lift. You're gonna see this coming a mile away, and it is absolutely beautiful. Steven, I understand you watch the lives. And let me give you a little shout out here. Steven has a couple Airbnbs, okay? And a lot of people always say, hey, I want to use it for my business. Well, let me tell you something. A lot of our customers actually purchase the vehicle for promotion for their business. And so Steven has a couple Airbnbs. They're located in Georgia on the lake. And get this, if you book it for a certain number of nights, there's an option to either rent a Lamborghini Urus, no, I'm kidding, I have one too, I like it, or this beautiful cobalt blue modern classic. Let me tell you something. You're at the lake in Georgia with your friends and family, and you're renting your Airbnb, and you have a choice of a Lamborghini Urus or this. Let me tell you something. Obvious choice. And you will get to drive around in this, and Steven, you're a brave man for letting people rent your house, let alone your car. More power to you. But hey, I cannot wait to see what that looks like. I might just rent the Airbnb just so I can go there. And here's Juan behind the scenes. What's going on, Juan?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Super talented videographer, content creator. Can't say enough about him. But let me finish up my notes here. If I'm missing anything, we will show you how this is going to go from Station 3 to test miles, where we will wrap it all up, get it roadworthy, do our alignment in-house. It goes through a whole series of documented testing, and then it goes through inspection. We're not supposed to have favorites, but let me tell you, I am really excited about this one and the one right behind it. Why? They're just different, and they're unique, and they're rare. You already have a unique car by building one of these, but when you go customize it, and you make it your own, and you add your own custom paint sample, you literally will have the only one on the planet, one of one. Pretty cool. Here's Hannah. Say hi, Hannah. I just gave Steven a shout out for his Airbnb. Tell Steven. Yeah, you did? Okay, awesome. Tell him we get a commission for every Airbnb rental he gets. No, I'm kidding.
I get a freebie.
Oh, there we go. All right. It's on the lake too?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
There's 2 Airbnbs here in Georgia. I know one's on the lake. I'm not
Okay.
sure both of them are.
Okay. All right, and you said it's a Urus or?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
game over. Awesome.
Yeah, really ours.
Okay, great. Cannot wait.
Yes.
Thanks, Hannah. Hannah's one of our concierge reps, and her and Roxy will guide you through the entire process. So whether you buy an inventory build or you do a custom build, they'll walk you through the entire process, help you pick out all your options, lots of custom things we can do, give you updates. So Hannah's actually out here taking pictures and video for her clients, so you're going to see where it's at in the process, walk you through upon delivery, and then here's the best part. After the car is delivered, you don't have to call some 800 number or go find some mechanic that's super hard to find. I've done this process before. It's really intimidating. You don't want to have to deal with that. What you want instead is one person that is your single point of contact. And you can text her or call her anytime. And if anything comes up after delivery and we cannot handle it remotely, our full-time certified traveling technicians will fly to your home in your driveway within 72 hours, and they will take care of it immediately, and the cost for that is zero. Again, how we think about this is that we don't care about time or cost or any of that stuff. What we care about is building the world's finest, not just vehicle, but brand. And part of brand, unlike a shop or a restoration shop, is post-sale service. And I think because I didn't come from automotive as a founder, I set the bar for our team. And because I also had all of these nice cars, over 50, close to 60 of the top brands in the world, I knew what good looked like. And part of that experience was what happens once it's delivered. Well, if you don't have a Lamborghini dealership in every major city that you take your Lamborghini to, in this case your modern classic, what do? Well, don't get up, don't go anywhere, don't be inconvenienced, don't pay anything, don't call someone you don't know, call someone you know. We're gonna pick up the phone, we're gonna be very, very responsive, and if we can't take care of it right then and there remotely, we're coming to your house and we don't care what that costs, we just take care of it. Because the long-term viability of this company is that we're not in it for short-term money. If we were, this company would not exist, because in the beginning, you're just trying to nail the process and get the right people and get the right components and make the right components and do it over and over and over. And what we want to do is do everything above standard. And I can tell you, we're not perfect because we're human, but I can tell you that these people here, they care tremendously about the happiness of our customers. And post-sale service to us is not like an afterthought or, oh, who's going to get stuck doing it? No, we have designated people. They have metrics for everything they do. We tag every single call we get. We know how long it takes to get back to you. We know how long it takes to get to you. We know if you're happy or not. And if you're not happy, we're not happy. Because for us, we're really doing this because, number one, we started doing it because we loved it. And I think that's the other thing too, is that if you started off building a car company to make money, a lot of the decisions that we made along the way would not have been made. And I was fortunate. I had a great startup that I built. I sold it to a public company. I retired in my early 30s, and when I stumbled upon my first old Bronco, I didn't need to make money. This was not a for-profit, for-margin, excursion, right? Quite frankly, while I was doing this, I couldn't believe I was doing it. I didn't know why I was doing it. I just did it because I loved it. And that love turned into a brand that other people loved. And that brand attracted really great people who pour their blood, sweat, and tears into what you see here today. And yes, today, obviously, we're a for-profit company. It's not for profit. Let me be clear in that. But what we really care about first is winning. And winning goes back to on-time delivery with perfection. If you deliver it on time with perfection, you're going to win. If you win, then the margin and the money and the profit will come. We're not worried about that short term. And what's really cool that I think is amazing. What's going on, Morris?
Hey, how you doing?
How are you, man?
All right.
Good. What are you up to?
Making the lock for the back latch.
Yeah?
And installing all the gadgets and all that for the bracket to sit in. And as we pull it out, and then pull this like that, and it pops out.
Perfect. So do you
So
test it here, or how do we know?
Yeah, I test them all right
Okay,
here before,
great.
and then I send them over there to get tested again
Okay.
to make sure that it's right.
Okay.
So that's what we do. So it goes to Cameron, and then he checks it, and then it goes to the department and off to the vehicle.
Okay, great. And then we check it again and again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. And once it gets to the vehicle, it actually get on that last inspection. And then everything goes out.
Got it.
So we make sure everything is totally in perfection.
Okay, let me ask you a hypothetical question, okay? Let's say you did this batch right here of door latches, and then later it turns out during inspection, one of the latches doesn't work, and they come back to you, hey, looks like 2 weeks ago when you did that, that didn't work out. A, how do you feel? B, what do we do about it?
Personally, I always want to know if something is not working. I definitely want to know that. So the first thing I'm going to do is jump right on it and see what's causing the problem and get to it right away and make sure that it's fixed and make sure everything is going perfect once that happens. So, but normally, by luck, it never happens.
Yeah.
It's always, nothing ever comes back. I always get a green tag and it always go out every time. I make sure of that every single day.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be sitting here, but if nothing's going out right, then I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get up every morning to come sit here and do bad work. So for me, sitting here all this time and being here long as I am, there's something great going on.
There we
So
go.
we're all doing wonderful things.
There we go. So 100%.
100%.
lot
It
of
got to be 100%.
A lot of people say 100% is like unrealistic or not achievable or impossible.
Where in this world, everything is 100%. And that's why we get the ratings we get. And it's very difficult these late days because every day they're hitting the bungs and knowing that it's another one is sold, another one is sold, another one is sold. As you can look over here, we used to do one, now we're doing 3 at a time. And then probably in the next couple of weeks it'll be 4. And then the next it'll be 5. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Every minute, every second.
I remember when we interviewed, and what I really, and by the way, I interview every single candidate, every single person that walks through this door.
And I told somebody else the same thing.
Yeah.
Because my friend who was going to get on over here, but he got kind of intimidated looking at all the cars. But I say, don't get intimidated. You can learn anything. Anything is learnable. So never let nothing intimidate about what you see in here, because what intimidates you, you can make a life good living off of this. But all you got to do is put your mind to it and just look and learn. I didn't know everything, but look at me today. I'm just going through it, and like I've been here 20, 30 years. And I love every moment and every second. Actually, I'm supposed to have went home, but I'm still here. So that tells you, right?
Hey man, you're gonna have to start paying rent if you're gonna live here. But seriously, during the interview, I remember everybody I meet, and what I always look for is passion. And you use the word love, and you use the word passion, and we walk through the facility, and if you look at these cars, and your eyes do not open wide, and you're not just breathless, like speechless, you just don't belong here. Because at the end of the day, you can do this anywhere on a refrigerator, on an assembly line, whatever, but if you don't love it, then it doesn't work.
Exactly. It's just like watching YouTube and learning something. You just want it fixed, and you just going on the YouTube to hurry up and fix it and get it done. But it's not right because you didn't follow every instruction. You gotta study it, and whatever you study, you become professional at what you do. So that's where I'm at with it. And I was already mechanically inclined from young. I used to tear everything apart and put it back together. Even though I got in trouble about the VCR, but hey, I put it back together. So they were stunned by that. And look at me today. And now I finally found something that I love and I'm good at. And I'm just gonna keep moving and thriving forward with the company. When the company grow, I'm growing with them.
Yes, sir.
I will retire from here. I'm already at the grade. I'll be great.
Hey, I love that. You know the best is yet to come, and I appreciate you sharing all that. And it's your passion and commitment to quality that really makes all this work. And I just want to say thank you, and keep up the good work. And
definitely will.
Yeah, appreciate everything, Morris. Thank you, man.
I appreciate you to the fullest.
Yes, sir. And right here on his laptop, you'll see these are his SOPs, standard operating procedures. Every single step in the entire process is documented. You can imagine how long it took to do this and to get every single step, and it's all detailed, which tool, what torque spec, and there's no guesswork here. And then if you go down, I can't zoom in here, but it has a rev number. Rev means revisions. And therefore, every single time we build a car, every single time we do an inspection and have an audit or a final inspection, if anything is not perfect, we know it's either people, process, parts. And you know what's cool, Morris? Most time when something's not perfect, it's not our people.
Right.
It's usually parts
Right.
or it's usually process.
Right.
And that's how you know you have a good team.
Right.
So,
But we got the process and the procedures that we follow here, if we make sure that it's right, because it goes to so many people's hands. So no one can miss it. So if one miss it, the other one's gonna catch it.
you got it.
So that's the way everything goes. And that's why we have what we have here, you know. And that's the beauty of it. Coming in here, watching it come from that to this.
Yeah, absolutely cool.
And that's the wonderful thing. When I first came here and seeing everything up in here, I was just, oh man, mind blown. and the window thing was the really thing that blew my mind.
The window crank?
When you put the
Yeah.
crank, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the old school windows.
Yeah.
But when he switched, I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
And
I
then when the
remember that.
floorboard came out, I literally wanted to run out the building.
Awesome.
Run out, literally run out
Yeah.
the building. I'm like, these cars are so cool. And I pray to God one day I can actually be able to buy one of these.
Yeah, there we go.
Myself, 'cause I definitely want one.
Yeah.
I had a favorite car I want, but this one took my eye.
Yeah. So listen, hold me to this. I don't know when, and it's no time real soon, but if we keep going at the rate we're going, we're going to have an employee holiday party. We're going to give one away to, we're not this one, but soon.
Oh my God.
If we keep winning the way we're winning, we're gonna do something special for employees.
You know, me and somebody were talking and was joking about it.
Yeah.
And
Can
one
you
of our-
imagine?
We was literally joking about it.
Can you imagine?
And now it's coming from you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going
Yeah.
to be there. I will be there.
Yeah. Well, listen, the best is yet to come. Keep winning. Keep up the good work.
Yes, always.
Appreciate you, man.
Always.
All right. It's people.
You do the same.
Thank you, man. Means a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
And I don't take these guys for granted, guys. I started this company. I am the founder, CEO. And I get a lot of credit for it, which I think is just really funny. It's kind of like a quarterback or a field goal kicker on a team, right? They get too much credit or they get too much blame. I'll take the blame. I'm cool with that. But the credit part is funny because people, because they know the company and they know me, they say, wow, you've done such a great job. You have done such a great job. And I always tell them, I correct them in that moment. I go, we have an exceptional team. Because to do what it is we do every day, at this level of quality and scale, it is pulling off the impossible. You got Ken over here. I don't want to distract you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Soldering. And what he's doing is, I'm pretty sure this is the window control harness, right? And so it's got to be perfect. These are the little tiny details where you can do it, but if you don't do it right, and over time you're driving the car, it hits a bump, you got, a lot of miles on the vehicle, and that thing severs, that window's not going to work. And that's unacceptable to us. And we know that. And so it's all about doing it right. We're just giving your people the right tools, giving them the right specs, getting feedback from them, and just doing it over and over and over. And so I know Ken could probably do this with his eyes closed, right? Yep. And I was asking Morris the same thing. Let's say that wire right there, let's say in like a week or so, that is on a vehicle.
Right.
And then we're doing testing and the window doesn't work. And it comes back to you and they find out, hey, looks like it was in sub-assembly, Ken, 2 weeks ago on a Monday, and you find out that the solder wasn't strong and it broke. How would you react to that?
I would be disappointed in it for my work because, like I said, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna do it correct, or I just won't do it at all. So it's like when they do come, so I'll be like shocked. Oh, really? So I really be like kind of pause about it because I take passion in what I do.
Yep.
And I like doing what I do.
Yep.
So I try to do it my best.
Sure.
So I don't be replaced and I can do my job.
Right.
But yeah, so it's kind of like, oh man, really? So
Yeah.
any mistake, and we are human, so we make mistakes. So any mistake that I do make, I try my best not to make that mistake again. So I learn from that. So if something happened and they were like, oh, hey, can you fix this? This is wrong. I make sure next time I just take an extra step back, and make sure that I correct it this time so we don't have that problem again. So we may have the problem one time, and they know. They tell me something one time, I'm like, okay, you'll never have that problem again.
Yeah.
And I go back to them like, hey, have we had that problem again? They're like, I'm like, all right then.
Yeah.
So
Have we had a solder issue that was an issue and it fell off and it created a problem?
Never.
Wow.
The only thing it's been is like, maybe like, with the different switch, or I guess the different components that they have to figure out or something going wrong. But, they're just common or, experimenting or different things. But far as the soldering, no, because
Yeah.
I know it's important, and I know it's in you guys' windows. You know, it could be like a safety hazard. I don't want to be where you can't get out or you can't let the window down.
Yep.
So you just got to think about, you got people that's having kids in these vehicles. You got parents, families. So
Yeah.
I would want to be the last person that it fall on. You know, anything like that. So like I said, I just try to do my job the best as my ability that I can do.
Yeah, I love that answer, man. Speaking of kids, trick-or-treating,
All right.
how'd it go?
Oh, it went lovely. He had a blast.
Yeah?
Hey, running around, let him got tired, ate plenty of candy, went to sleep. So, yeah.
I love it, man.
Good.
All right, you're doing an excellent job. Keep up the good work. Appreciate
Thank
you. And we couldn't do it without you. So
Thank
you, man.
Thank you.
Yep, so there's Ken right there. And, you know, it's this little, it's all the tiny details. The devil is in the details. And on the outside, you just see this kind of beautiful looking shell. But the amount of work, the amount of precision, the amount of detail, and the amount of heart, like this is unrehearsed. We never talk about, hey, I'm gonna come talk to you. I just spring it on these guys because I want them to tell you from the heart, because you cannot build this kind of product with this kind of number of labor hours that are all done by hand. You cannot do that if you don't have great people. And that great people has to be backed by great process. And that process also has to have great parts. And so partnering with best-in-class companies, best-in-class vendors that understand what perfection looks like on time, because if they're not on time, we can't build the car on time. We've been through lots and lots of pain, guys. I can tell you, if I have gray hair, which I do now, by the way, probably not before I started building cars, that most of the stress came from not having everything you needed to execute perfectly. If you don't have enough or the right people, if you don't have the right process, if you don't have the right partners and parts, then how are you going to build a world-class vehicle? And it literally was an every single day, 7-day-a-week grind. That's what it was. We grinded it out every day. And you can see from guys like Morris and Ken, that's just two of them, right? It's the passion that drives us forward. And I am so proud to hear those guys talk, because I know that that's just what I always wanted. And I never wanted to build a vehicle for someone and have them be disappointed. I don't need that. I didn't do this to make a buck. And so when I do a transaction and the customer's unhappy, that is unacceptable to me. And so my job as founder, CEO, is to inject that DNA, that philosophy, that mentality into the way our people think and operate. And when I hear these guys say what they said, you know, Ken said, think about it. If my solder connection isn't great and the window stops working and the client gets in an accident, he needs to get out and he can't get out, that's a problem. I haven't even said or thought that in months and months, but you can tell that they pick up on that and that they care. And he's got a son. He just took him trick-or-treating. I think he said he was like 3 or 4 years old on Friday. And so it's that kind of thinking. Real people behind the scenes who actually truly care. They want it to be perfect for you. And they know that at this price point, it's not like we're an old body shop fixing, you know, your car that got in a wreck, or we're just a parts company. We're providing you the entire thing. And we know what it costs. You know, the price of the vehicle commands perfection. The world doesn't need a mediocre $250,000 car. And so I just can't say enough about the people. And if you're considering buying a vehicle from Vintage, I can tell you that yes, it's people, yes, it's process, yes, it's parts. It's a passion behind it all that's allowed us to get to where we are. Very difficult to do, way harder than it looks. And I gotta give the team a shout out, because the precision, the craftsmanship, the detail, the commitment. I mean, Morris, he's still here. Like, everyone goes home at 3:45. The guy's still here. He just doesn't want to leave, right? So it's just an amazing group to be around. And what's really cool is, I can tell you something, winning together as a team, that's fun. And if I haven't used that word enough, I can tell you that, yeah, we're relentless and we have passion and we are meticulous and we, care, but we also like to have fun. And for us, when you get people together who love to win, the only thing that makes us smile and really, really celebrate is when we win. And winning is defined as on-time delivery with perfection. It is that simple. It can't be late and perfect. It can't be on time and imperfect. It's got to be perfect and on time. And when you can do that, watch out, world. Incredible things are going to happen. And we think we're just in the beginning. This right here, one of my favorite accessories. If you haven't seen this yet, check out our Instagram. This right here is the world's coolest car cover. Super high quality, very, very expensive, and custom to your exact spec. So if you order this car cover and you have vintage stripes, your car cover has vintage stripes. If you have chrome trim, then your cover has chrome trim. I just think that's really cool. Completely unnecessary, over the top, overkill. You don't want to cover this thing anyway, right? It's a piece of art. But if you had to do it, this is how you'd have to do it. So if you don't have a car cover and you already purchased one of our vehicles, we can custom make one, or during the build process on the configurator, make sure you spec out your own custom car cover. Totally worth it, and just very, very fitting for what this is. So this is Brittany Blue. Let me pull up my notes here. I got way off track here. A few more client shout outs. This one right here is a surprise. If you remember from yesterday, it was on the line. I don't want to ruin the surprise because I've done that once before. That was not good. Big celebrity as well. Whoops, sorry. And this one here is Leadfoot Gray. Leadfoot Gray with Raven black grille. It's got all black trim. And this one here is a surprise. I'm not even going to say the name. It is a surprise from wife to husband. Ladies, take notes. Guys, if you're watching this, send this live to your wife. Hint, hint. And if you are like me, I love surprising my wife. And if you want to get her or him something no one else has, something just over the top that you put thought into. You're not just going to buy an AMG G-Wagon that's black or blue. You're not just going to buy a Lamborghini Huracan or whichever one they have out right now, Urus. You're going to spec them a custom-built, handcrafted, modern classic by Vintage. And you will pick out the colors that you probably already know he or she wants. Or maybe you can, set them up. This is what I would do. And I've been involved in a lot of surprises, big surprises, birthdays, anniversaries, 50th anniversaries, 50th birthdays, graduation, 16th birthdays. We have to surprise, a guy who's selling his company. It's going public. He got acquired. He did a PE deal. We've done it all. And we know how to do surprises. And what's cool is, what I would do is I would very carefully take notes on what it is he or she would want. I kind of test them, right? Like, oh, cool, well, what color would you pick? And they'll say boxwood green, or they'll say dark jade, or they'll say, I like the one that Mark Wahlberg has, light jade, or whatever. And then you kind of take notes and you go, okay, cool. I'm pretty sure he or she wants black trim, chrome trim, white trim, 30 colors, custom color, and you can spec all this out. And there's a couple ways to do the surprise. You can either pick out the whole thing because you know your significant other really well and just boom, surprise them one day like this amazing wife is doing for her husband. Or you can secure a build slot. Text or call our team. We do it all the time. And reach out to us because we know this game really, really well. And what you could do is you could do two parts. You could do the deposit, hold the build slot, get your place on the build queue, which is very, very hard to do and moving very, very quickly. We only get busier every day. And then on the surprise, Christmas is coming up, birthday's coming up, whatever it is, then you let them be a part of the spec process. And if they spec out what you thought you could have pulled it off, they spec out something different, then you'll be glad you did it. Either way, we can do it. We do that all the time. In fact, the number of builds that we do are gifts. It would surprise you. A lot of times it's a gift that the person gets for themselves, usually for winning. And that to me is what I always loved about cars and really expensive cars. They usually signify some kind of milestone, usually some kind of life milestone some kind of business milestone, you hit a certain revenue number, you got some big partnership, you know, you took your company public. You know, these are all the stories that we've heard, and I've heard a lot of stories. And I know because I only bought cars when I was winning. Today I'm way more interested in building them than buying them, but I haven't lost the love for it. And what really gets me excited is people getting this and just being over the moon. And every day we ship one to one lucky person somewhere in the US or somewhere in the world, and we can't wait to hear the feedback because it's becoming very, very consistent. So surprise, wife to husband, if you want to really blow your friends away and your wife away, your girlfriend away, or your husband away, you get them one of these, trust me, they'll be like, damn, you did this. Well done. So there you have it, Leadfoot Gray, coming off of test miles. That's why it's all wrapped up. We protect everything to make sure it's all perfect and protected. This is going to be on the assembly line, back to inspection. And within about probably 3 days, it'll make it down to final detail, and then it'll go to the photo shoot, and it'll ship, and there'll be a surprise. I would love to see the reaction. You should get it on video. We love getting those. And if you're okay with us sharing it, then we'll share it. If not, I'll just tell the story. But either way, super excited. Can't wait. Leadfoot Gray, very cool. And by the way, how cool is the spec? Very dark, sinister, stealth, blacked out, black wheels, black trim, black top. But when you go inside and you look at the interior, oh, that's beautiful. And if your husband doesn't want it, I will take it immediately. Because I haven't built myself one yet. Because I just can't. I want you guys to have the fun, seriously. All right, that's just how much I care. I'm gonna put everybody else before me. One of these days, I'll let you guys pick my specs, okay? Leadfoot Gray should be done soon. And if you're watching at home, maybe it's you. Maybe next week you will open your garage, or you'll come home from work and you will walk out and you'll see this. I hope it's you. Okay, I think there's a couple others. I don't want to ignore anybody here. So let's take a look here. We got our, here we go, boxwood green. So this is boxwood green. You saw it on the assembly line. And this one here has the custom orange stripe, which I love. And I love it when our clients get creative and they do something different and they do something unique. If you are not the kind of person that is good at this kind of stuff, Hannah, Roxy, or designers, they'll walk you through, they will help you. They're really good at it. They know all the color combinations. They can tell you what's popular. They can tell you what's in right now. This one here is from Michael. Boxwood green, Wimbledon white trim, custom vintage stripe. And Michael is out in California, and his wife, of course, his wife picked these little custom details, like this custom orange stripe. And behind every man's car purchase is usually a woman who's got an opinion. And this cognac interior, first time we've done this, by the way, matches that stripe just beautifully and ties it all together. It looks like we are about to get it ready for alignment on our alignment rack, which we do right here. We get it all checked and fully roadworthy. We'll then tape it all up, and it'll go through our test process. Squeaks, leaks, rattles, heat cycles, fast, slow, bumpy roads, slam on the brakes, wind test, water test. Every bit of it documented before it goes into our inspection tunnel. This is going to be a really beautiful build. Can't wait to see it when it's done. And this will be rolling around in California. So Michael and Michael's wife, I don't want to say the name wrong, Lucila? Lucia? Okay. Congratulations, guys. Beautiful. Cannot wait. Okay. Oh, check it out. Custom matching wheels with an orange pinstripe for your orange stripes for your cognac interior. well done. You're hired. Great job. Can't wait to see these on. We'll show you tomorrow. All right, this is our metal and body prep stations where our team is getting all of these plastic-inspired bodies ready for a few hundred hours of body work. And this is a lost art. To be able to find a team talented enough to do handcrafted labor. This is not automated, and all of it done by hand in Atlanta, down to the millimeter and down to perfection. And you can see our team right here. Don't let me stop you guys. Going through, looking at every single spec. And these guys, they deserve so much credit because they do the hard work that's behind the scenes that nobody notices, right? And what you see on the end is a show quality paint job, beautiful lines, beautiful gaps, but it's all the work that goes on behind the scenes. Check this out here. This is a gap gauge, and each one of these right here represents a certain millimeter thickness, right? Obviously I don't work in this department, but I'm good enough to be dangerous. And so here we go. I'm gonna put that in there, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be 2.5 millimeters. And it's not that it just has to be good there. Then you gotta come over here, and guess what? That better be equal or it's not going to pass, right? And then not only does that line need to equal this line, all the way down here also has to match. And that seems very simple. I think all of us at home can go, yeah, well, obviously, right? But let me tell you something. I don't care what kind of car you have in the garage. I don't even care how much it costs. I'm only saying this because I know, because I did it myself, is that the lines and the gaps on mass-produced cars done by automation and robotics, when you're building 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 cars like you're doing a G-Wagon or a Range Rover, those lines and gaps are below the standard of what it is we do. And again, how are we doing what we do? We come up with specifications for our people, quality parts so that they're working with quality components, tools, and a process to ensure that comes out perfect every time. And it is a lost art. And I've got so much respect for these guys because it's all handcrafted. And I think what's really interesting about this group is that these are underappreciated assets. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I've always taken care of my people in all my companies, and that's how I've been successful, because if the people don't care about you, buy into the mission, believe in the mission, you don't have a real relationship with your people, they're not going to fight for you, okay? Now in this is really, really hard. It is by far the hardest thing I've ever done, times like 10. But it's because of the people and the process and the parts, and when you get the right people and you treat them right and you give them the credit because they deserve so much credit and they're appreciated, they'll run through walls for you. And the team of people that do all the body work, which is a very difficult to find in today's world, lost art. If you own a company, which if you are one of our customers, you likely do, or built a company, you know how hard it is to find great people. Skilled labor today in 2025 is extremely difficult to find because it's a different generation, right? Everybody grew up with on-demand, push a button, you know, you got Instacart, you got Uber, you don't have to wait, right? We grew up with like 28.8, dial-up modem. We had to wait for everything. Everything took a long time. I grew up in the 80s, and so we didn't have all that stuff. And so the kind of people that could do the kind of skilled labor, they start to get harder and harder to find by the day. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And therefore, when we built the team, we knew that you can't just have great, marketers and salespeople and designers and engineers. You have to have talent stacked at every position. But let me tell you something about paint and body, a true lost dying art. When you find great talent and you identify that and you celebrate their work because it is art, and you put them on the pedestal that they deserve, and they get to see the quality and the beauty and the art that they make on display for millions of people to see, It's incredible. And those guys deserve so much credit because I know how hard it is. There's a lot of things in this building I can do. I don't know if I could do body work. That would be a tough one. You probably don't want me to do body work, but the point is that people just want to do something they love, that they're really good at, that gives them satisfaction, get recognized for that work, be appreciated, be paid well. And when things go wrong, which they do all the time, the entire game is problem solving every day, doesn't matter how good we get. We never blame our people. We usually ask, was it process or was it parts? And as you run cycles over and over, and you do it over and over, what you'll find is it's usually not your people. It's usually parts, which really pushes us to find the best vendors or makes us manufacture our own parts. Because if you can't do it, then you got to vertically integrate, right? You can't find it, then you got to do that, which we happily do, and we do more and more. Or your process is broken, and it's usually one of the two. And it's funny because I asked Morris earlier, when the hinge doesn't work, why? It's usually not because we assembled it wrong, and it's usually not because we did something wrong. Maybe it's a part, right? So anyway, shout out to the team. Can't say enough about them. Incredible group of people to be around. And I really hope it all reflects in our posts and our pictures and our videos and these lives, because it's my job just to tell the story. And the story is car fanatic, grows up with no money, wants cars so bad, works hard for cars, gets cars, and then one day buys an old Bronco, dream car, gets it home, crushed by the reality of how bad, not this one, because it's a really nice 2025, let me show you, crushed by the reality of how bad old cars are and how high our expectations are today and how big of a gap there is from the 1960s old truck. Decides to make it better, moves to Restomod, modern restoration, all the rage, as good as it got, gets client feedback, business booms, blows up online, everybody knows vintage, and then had to make a big decision, a very hard decision. Do we keep doing what we're doing and build a good company, or do we take the client feedback and bring a product to market that has never been done before, that checks all the boxes? Wait, that's a huge endeavor, big risk, very expensive, costs a lot of money, and we bet the entire future of the company on it. Could have lost everything. But here's what we knew. We had the right people. We knew we had great process because we were building beautiful Restomods. They just couldn't do what these cars could do. The number one thing that made us confident was that we knew what the customers wanted, and we gave it to them. And so even though it was hard, even though it was risky, even though it was expensive, and along the way, everybody told us, oh, it's never been done, it won't work, it's too hard, it'll cost too much, it'll take too long. Didn't matter. We were relentless about it. And because, to me, if the customers that buy your product don't love it, I don't mean like it, they don't love it, then I'm not interested. And I'm going to keep changing the product, or I'm going to quit doing it. Because I didn't do this to have a mediocre experience, especially not for $250,000. That is the story of the company. And along the way, we picked up people like Morris, like Ken, like Sharon, like Nathan, like Juan, like Seth, like John, like all these guys. There's so many of them, we can't name them all off. And they heard this story. And I told them the story because I met with every single one of them and I talked them out of working here. Tyler, here's Juan behind the scenes. This guy deserves a lot of credit. All the beautiful, not all of them, but a lot of the beautiful content you see is shot by this guy right here. This right here is Tyler. This is final detail. Very serious time where the rubber meets the road. I'm gonna get a BTS of you getting BTS. Can someone get BTS a B doing that? Would that be cool?
Yes.
Oh yeah, and by the way, in the beginning, I did everything too. So I learned everything, including taking pictures and video and picking music and so posting on social media and all that stuff, because I knew that this right here, This is a passion-driven, founder-led mission. And the mission is far from over. And it's people like this, hey guys, how are you? That do such a great job that it's not only motivating, but it's humbling. And all we want to do is not let our people down, not let our customers down, and not let our fans down. It's a lot of pressure, right? And so therefore we get up every day and we just keep asking, how can we make it better? And we'll never stop asking that. That is the story. And as I met all of these people and interviewed them one by one, super painful, right? A lot of people are like, Cho, you don't need to do that. You got people. Okay, well, that's great. But I want to make sure for as long as I can, and I'm going to be involved in that process because it's the story behind it all that people have to decide. Can I thrive and be a contributing member of this team and play and win, or can I not? Because we're not shy about what it is that's expected of us. And it really starts with the customer, right? It's not that I'm so super picky or I've had nice cars, therefore it's got to be nice. The customers pay our paycheck. And the customers pay over $250,000 for this vehicle. And the customer gets to set the expectation. And I think that it all starts from there. And when you buy this car, the only acceptable outcome is that it's perfect. Well, that's a high bar. And I saw a comment the other day, oh, you can't do perfect, you can't do perfect. Doesn't matter to me. We will continue to fight and be relentless to make it better and better and better. And what I learned that I find to be amazing about the pursuit of perfection is that you can't actually think you're ever going to get there, because you're never going to get there. Because the day you decide it's perfect and the day you stop, the day you take your foot off the gas pedal is when you become complacent, is when things go wrong, is when you become a company, and it is when it becomes a job. And I'm just not interested in that. And the amount of sacrifice and the number of hours and the amount of risk that we took and the work that we put in will never jeopardize that. And what's really cool about the whole story, check this out. This is John right here, head of operations. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. John's got a private tour for one of our vendors coming in. And when we do a deal with a vendor, we meet them in person. They have to come here. They have to see everything. And I meet them and they go through all of this. Here they are right here. And they have to understand what this is. Because for vendors, if they just want money and they just want to check a box and do a service or product for us, it's really not going to work. We want people who, when they see this, they are so mind blown and passionate about it that the type of quality and effort and service that we get from our vendors is next level, because they buy into it. And they may not have anything to do with the vehicle itself. These guys might be, compliance or, it could be something completely unrelated. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you either understand what this is and what it isn't, or you don't. And these guys over here, is this your first look at the car close up? Yeah? Okay, great. You guys mind if I shoot a little? You guys just act normal and don't act like I'm here. No one's watching, only like 200,000 people. All right, so these guys are get to watch and go take a look at this vehicle. And they're not even working on the car. This vendor has nothing to do with the building of the vehicle. But we take them through the same process. Because here's what I'll tell you. If you don't love it, it doesn't work. So these guys are about to check out Pebble Beach. Such a beautiful build. Already had offers to buy, and we're not going to sell because it's our demo. And I'm taking this to Miami on Thursday. And we're going to get some great content down there. We'll do a live down there too. Let's do a live in Miami. Let's go to South Beach and just pull up somewhere and see what that's like. And this color, you really have to get close to it, under the sun, under the light, to appreciate how amazing it is. And so there's Ken, our CFO. Ken's got a tough job because as CFO, his job's to say no. and be the penny pincher cost cop. And I constantly push the envelope on, doesn't matter what it costs, doesn't matter what we have to do. If we need to make it right, and that's what it costs, then that's what it costs. I don't care. So shout out to Ken for putting up with me and seeing the long-term vision, because there's always time to make money, guys. Let me tell you something. I grew up with nothing, and my relationship with money is very different from most people because I never chased it. When you chase it, you rarely get it. If we had chased money, we would have been all about profit and all about units and all about margin and what's the cheapest, fastest way to get a lot of cars out. That never crossed our mind. It was, how do we make it perfect? How do we give the customers what they want? What will it take? Yeah, but that's to be expensive. Doesn't matter. Well, that'll take a long time. Doesn't matter. And all of those things repeated over and over is what makes this magic happen. So, so here it is, Pebble Beach green. I think I've done all of the reviews with the exception of Lindsay. Lindsay, you saw hers yesterday. This is the, let me see if I remember, funny name, Jodie Foster? You'll tell me what that means. I think it's a play on Jodie Foster, but I don't know why it's Jodie Foster. Maybe it's a cross between Cho and Jodie. Jodie. So her old Bronco, she has one. She nicknamed it Jodie Foster, but let me tell you something. Here's the truth, and please cover your old Bronco's ears. Your old Bronco will be jealous of your modern classic. It is superior in every single way. That's not my opinion. It's just a fact. The way it drives, the reliability, the way it handles, the steering, the ride quality, the technology, the safety, the fit and finish, everything about it will be absolutely superior. And we have a lot of customers that have old Ford Broncos, and they have a love-hate relationship with it. And they always tell us, love the way the car looks, but, and then they make the long list. You know what the issues are. And so they decide, and sometimes they keep them, sometimes they don't. They keep them, but it kind of becomes this like thing that they keep in their garage or their storage, and they don't drive, because at the end of the day, when you drive this, it's a night and day difference. It's a 10 times difference. And for our customers, they love the nostalgia kind of, sorta, until they don't. And what this is it really gives them the best of both worlds. So, Lindsay, very excited for you to get this. Beautiful color, by the way, absolutely stunning. What we did here was we took Sherwood green and we took the metallic out. And just look at that. It's such a beautiful shade of green. Absolutely love it. And this one here should be ready to ship real soon. And Lindsay, if you're watching, would love a review to compare your old 1960s Ford Bronco to your 2025 modern classic. Very excited. Beautiful color. A lot of people want this now. Great job. Okay, so there it is. I think we've done them all. I'm going to recap here. Raven Black for sale, ready for immediate delivery. You don't want to wait. Text or call us. We had a wire on the live last week, done in 1 hour. Easy to do. You want this? Text or call us right away, and this could be yours. It's going to Houston. Post Oak Motor Cars, our Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Lotus, Bugatti dealer. Super great dealership out in Houston, Texas. This right here, Wimbledon white with Raven Black grille and worn glove leather. So if you don't like that black look, you want white. This one has satin black wheels, but you could swap it out for polished wheels if you want to. These two are for sale, in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Talk us out of this one, not for sale, but maybe you can have it. And then not this one here for Santiago, going to California, but, oh, I'm gonna get blocked here. Let me go around. The Wimbledon white classic version here. By classic, I mean it doesn't have black grille, it doesn't have black wheels, it's all chrome. So this is for sale, ready for immediate delivery. Polished wheels, chrome trim, tan soft top. Check out the interior there, worn glove, and then body matching grille, available for immediate delivery. Okay, you got 3 options. You want some right now? Text or call us immediately. We're always on. You can pick up this one, that black Raven Black one, or the Wimbledon white with the black grille. Those are up for grabs, and they go very quickly. So, okay, I've pretty much talked nonstop here for almost 2 hours, and really appreciate you guys tuning in and appreciate all of your support. Thank you for all of our clients. I hope you guys are watching and you're excited as we are, and we cannot wait to see this move forward. And then last but not least, I will recap over here at this custom build. Look at this beautiful paint to sample. Cannot wait for that. Stevens, cobalt blue, coming down the line with 35s and a 3.5-inch lift. So you want to see some a little bit meatier, a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger. This is going to be coming down the line, and we'll be back tomorrow. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate all you, and we will